In my experience, 8 times out of 10, people cannot guess where I'm from.
Focus, man.
What's good, everybody? This is your guy, Jay Focus, reminding you to stay focused. So one question that I get asked sometimes from black people who've never been to the African continent is, do I look African? Can I pass for African? Do people know where I come from when I travel throughout Africa?
I lived my entire life waiting for this moment.
I'm going to be very specific when I answer this question because it definitely varies depending on where I am. As you know, I'm going to say it 1,000 times, but Africa is a continent. It is not a country. So I have not been to West Africa, and I'm not going to speak towards West Africa. I haven't spent significant time in Southern Africa, so I'm not going to speak about Southern or Central Africa. I'm going to speak solely on East Africa and the countries that I've visited at this point. So in every country, it varies how people perceive me before I speak, because obviously when I speak, it's going to give some things away. But even when I speak, some people cannot tell where I'm from. So I'm going to start with Kenya, because Kenya is a big country. It's diverse. They're used to a lot of tourists, a lot of tourism. Now, can Kenyans tell when they meet me if I am from America or can I pass as a Kenyan? In my experience, 8 times out of 10, people cannot guess where I'm from, and they do not think that I'm a Kenyan. Now, every once in a while, someone will say I could be Kenyan American, but as I said, it's very, very rare. From what people have told me, Kenyans that I've asked, they said, certain things about my facial features are different or my complexion is different. Now, I know people in Kenya have many different complexions, many different ethnicities, many different mixes, but I'm just telling you what people told me personally, that I do not look like a Kenyan. That's what I've been told. Now, once I start speaking, people still 8 times out of 10 do not know where I'm from. I've got many different guesses of where I'm from, and it's not always America. I've gotten the UK before, which to me doesn't make any sense. I've gotten other African nations before, but in general, Kenyans do not immediately see me and think that I am Kenyan. And of course, I get Jamaica a lot. They think I'm perhaps from Jamaica or another island in the Caribbean, but I typically do not get American, and I typically almost never get Kenyan when I'm in Kenya. Now, when I was in Ethiopia, most people did think that I was from Ethiopia. Now, I'll even give you guys an example. I was in Nairobi, and more than once, I had people from Ethiopia walk up to me and ask me if I was Ethiopian. So I would definitely say that I can blend in there a little bit better than I can in Kenya or some other African countries that I've visited already. 9 times out of 10, when I was in Ethiopia, people would approach me. They would speak to me first in Amharic, or they would assume that I was an Ethiopian American who was returning to see family or something of that nature. People were shocked when I told them I was American 9 times out of 10. And that was my experience when I was in Ethiopia. I traveled some of the southern parts. I traveled to the extreme north near the border near Eritrea. I stayed in the capital. I've been all over Ethiopia, and this is the feedback that I got from Ethiopians themselves. This is not my opinion. This is what people are telling me. Now, when I was in Rwanda, people told me they knew I was not Rwandan. A lot of times they thought I was Jamaican. I mean, I've gotten Jamaican so many times. I've gotten Jamaican even in Ethiopia. I got it in Kenya. So I'm sure the hair has something to do with it, but even when my hair was shorter and I was traveling in some of these countries, people still did not think that I was a local in Kenya, for example, or in Uganda. Now, in Rwanda, as I said, they didn't think that I was local. And when I asked them to guess where I was from, some people said South Africa. Some people said, like I said, various places in the Caribbean, different islands, but almost no one thinks that I'm American until I tell them, which really surprised me because I had heard two different narratives before I came to East Africa. The first narrative was, you're American, everyone can tell you're American, the way you move, the way you dress, blah, blah, blah. Culturally, they can just tell you're American. And then the other one was that you're black, you're gonna blend in. And it seems that both of those narratives were not true because people in East Africa cannot tell that I'm American. And they also usually don't say that I blend in, with the exception of Ethiopia. Now, on occasion, in Kenya, some people will say I look Kenyan, on occasion in Rwanda, but it's very rare. The vast majority, people know I'm not from there. Now, when I was in Burundi, similar to Rwanda, they knew I wasn't a local Burundi person. No one asked me if I was returning or anything like that. Most of the time when I asked them where they thought I was from, they would just draw a blank stare. They had no idea. And when I was in Madagascar, 9 times out of 10, they didn't think I was from Madagascar either. They knew I was from somewhere else. They never thought America. They would guess that I was from maybe Mauritius, which is an island which is right next to Madagascar. But the people tend to speak more English there, even though they speak some French too. People would guess I was from South Africa a lot when I was in Madagascar. And that's pretty much it. Those are the countries I would get the most. I think the weirdest country someone thought I was from, or like the most random one, was when I was in Rwanda, someone thought I was from Gabon, however you pronounce that. I don't know how you pronounce it. I've never met anyone from Gabon. I don't know much about it. Maybe they look like me. I have no idea. If you think they do, leave a comment below. Let me know what people from Gabon look like, because I have no idea. But someone said I look like a Gabonese person. And I'm trying to think what other random countries that I've gotten. I'm not sure. I think some Somalis in Kenya thought that I could be Somalian. I didn't get that one as much as I got Ethiopian, but by far in East Africa, the nationality or ethnicity that I got the most was Ethiopian. Beyond that, most other countries, they immediately know that I'm not from there. And that's before I even start speaking. And when I start speaking, they still don't think that I'm American. They think that I came from Jamaica or anywhere else but the States. So with that being said, I hope that answers that question. Do I look African? Can I pass as African? I really can't for the most part. So I hope that answers that question. Do I look African? Can I pass for African? And with that being said, I'm out of here. Once again, this is your guy, Jay Focus, reminding you to stay focused.
Thing is a life that's better than y'all.
Focus, man.